o'clock at night here in El Salvador is not from El Salvador. And if you see that somebody is eating pupusas using at noon, it's not from El Salvador. Because normally the people eat the pupusas in the morning or in the evening, and always during the weekend. And the people eat the pupusas only using the hands. But when you ask the people, hey, what are you eating the pupusa with the hands? They don't know how to. Because they say, no, my mother, my father teach me, but the answer is in the Mayan archaeological site. Oh. Because there you can see a lot of different customs, or ¿cómo se llama esto? Tradiciones. Tradiciones that are transferred from generation to generation. And there the people discover one bowl making with a clay. Discovered here in this place called Joya de Seren and Copán. Copán is all the important archaeological site in Honduras. And the people discovered this kind of bowl here in El Salvador and in Copán too. But they don't know if this device was making in Copán or was making it in El Salvador. And for that reason they bought this, the device with the name of Copador. Copa for Copán and Dor for El Salvador. To make reference to both countries. And the people discovered that because like Pompeii, when it happened the eruption, because here in El Salvador we have more than 170 volcanoes. And for that reason, here in El Salvador earthquake every day. Every day is yesterday we feel a very strong earthquake. But sometimes when the people are in the party, they say, hey, it's earthquake. But if nothing fall down, the party continues. And for that reason we have a fertile land, because everywhere are a lot of volcanoes. In the year, in 530 years after the Jesus Christ, made eruption one volcano here at El Salvador. The original name from El Salvador is Cuscatlan. In Mayan language, Cuscatlan means place of beautiful things and jewelry. And when happened the eruption, the Mayan lived in this area between Mesoamerica, this means Mexico and Central America, and living in Mesoamerica between the 250 to 900 after the Jesus Christ. This is the Mayan time, ¿cómo se llama? The classic time of the Mayan. And during this time happened one eruption or one volcano that is a beautiful lake. It's a beautiful lake called the Ilopango Lake. But Ilopango is not only a beautiful lake, it's an active volcano. The last eruption happened in 530 years after the Jesus Christ. This means that the eruption happened between the Mayan time. And when happened the eruption, the volcano killed people, animals, and plants 100 kilometers around the volcano. Everything that was living around the 100 kilometers around the volcano died, including the Mayan people. And everybody ran away to a bit. Was affected for the it's not ash. The volcano erupted one kind of material called
sulfur?
No, it's not a sulfur. It's a white dirt. We call it pumice. You know the pumice stone?
Oh yeah.
This is material, but it's covered with 30 meters. 30 meters is the layer. Wow. Will cover everything. And a lot of people was covered with this eruption. And other people ran away. But 70 years later, in the 600 after the Jesus Christ, the Mayan returned again to the area to continue living and cultivate the land and living there, including this place called the Joya de Seren. There, was living, it's a Mayan village. And when the people was living there, happened in the 600 after the supply, other small eruption. From one small volcano called Loma Caldera. When the volcano make eruption, the eruption come over the village. But don't erupted lava, only erupted ash. And was covered with 14 layers of ash. And but this kind of material erupted and that covered the village, preserved everything, preserved the food, preserved the houses. For that reason, when the people discovered, when the people by error discovered this place in 1976, they discovered a lot of secrets about the Mayan. Because the people supposedly the eruption happened between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. because the people was eating the dinner. And they ran away and leave the plate over the table with different kind of food. And for that reason, the people believe that the eruption may be happening between 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. The other situation is that the people believe that the eruption happening between around the August. Why August? Because here in El Salvador, it starts to rain the first day of May. It starts to rain, and rain for 6 months. 6 months rain and 6 months don't rain. And there is when they start the rain, the people only wait 1 week and they start to cultivate the land, to restore. And with the people and take around the 3 months to grow the corn. May the people cultivate the land in May, June, July. In August, the people have the corn ready to cut. For that reason, and they discovered some hole between the side of the layers, and they inject some dental chalk, liquid dental chalk, and wait 24 hours. And after the 24 hours, they pick up the dental chalk, and they discovered the hole. It's a place where was some corn. And the water disintegrate after the 1,400 years. But for that reason, they believe that the eruption of the volcano happened around the August, between the 5 and 7 p.m. And to discover when happened the eruption, they explored and discovered some trees that was covered with the eruption, and they cut some layers on the tree and sent to different laboratories around the world to make the carbono 14, something carbon. In this information, with Germany, United States, Japan, they discovered on food at the time the eruption happened around the 600 after the jet supply. But these are very interesting because other interesting places, for example, I have a question for you. How do you do to understand? Imagine for one moment that you arrive to one hotel, and when you arrive to the front desk, you make the check-in, and the people in the front desk give you the key to the room. Okay, your room is the 101. You arrive to the 101. You open the door. And when you open the door, you can see that nobody is inside the room, but the room is busy. Because you see something inside the room. What do you do to understand who are in the room? If it's a woman or it's a man? How do you can do to understand that it's a woman or it's a man?
Look in the closet. Or the bathroom.
Obviously. The difference is you can understand that it's a person, it's a woman, or it's a man. Similar situation happening in Mayan. One of the more important persons in the Mayan world is the shaman. Who was a shaman? The shaman is the spiritual leader. The spiritual leader, and in addition to that, the spiritual leader play an important role in the community because they show the way to the people and give instruction, a lot of things, because it's similar to today. If you have the power, if you have the knowledge, or if you have the data, you have the power. A similar situation happened in the Mayan time. The shaman, but it had very interesting because you made a fusion between the Mayan and other civilization before the Mayan, because they have a heritage, God, custom, tradition, and different things, taking for other civilization was adopted for the Mayan too. But they discovered other things. They discovered the number 0. The 0 was not present in other civilization. Was not for the Roman, don't have the 0. The Egyptians don't have the 0. Was the Mayan who discovered the number 0. And was the Mayan who invite the Maya calendar, one of the more exact calendar in the history. The Mayan start to discover or to understand the sky, the stars, because they make. But this happened after the Mayan were the people who started to cultivate the corn, and they were the people who started to make some modifications in the ADN or ADN. ADN of the corn, because
DNA.
That's right. ADN, because the first corn was too small. I don't have too much grain, but they start to modify the corn, and nowadays we can enjoy more big corn. In addition to that, they start to building some. They work with the construction of some pyramids, and every pyramid have direction to the east, west, north, and south, but they don't have compass. The question is how they do to know exactly where is the direction.
Or we haven't found the compass.
That's right. And in addition to that, one more, they work with a jade. You know the jade. The jade is one of the more hard stone or mineral after the diamond. Only the diamond is possible cut the jade. But they work with the dental. They are like the movie. The people that think you teach.
The dentist.
They have a very dentist eye. Between 250 to 900 after the patient died. And they work making some pieces with the jade. But the question is how they do to work with the jade. And here another important information that you will start to discover and make how they do that. And for example, if somebody born. When you born? What is your day of birth? When you
Febrero.
What day?
12.
Febrero 12. Normally under the Mayan calendar, if somebody born the first 3 days of May, have the voluntary obligation of offer the life in sacrifice to have a good season of corn. When the people is 15 years old. And then this everything was determined. If you in the calendar, under the calendar, you born in one day that shows you that you are going to be a soccer player. In all the life, you work only to one soccer game. 6 to 6 to die. Under the Maya calendar, the Maya calendar shows that you, but the Maya calendar have a 20 nawales. Nawales are symbols that represent the different months of the Maya calendar. Or depending on the month and the day when you born, you have the instruction about what kind of war are you going. nowadays, when you grow, you decide you are going to be engineer or you will like be architect. But under the Maya calendar, it was a Maya calendar that showed you what kind of person are you going to be. And nowadays, in this place called Tazumal, you may read the Mayan book, and you can see take like base your birthday. You can see in the book what kind of animal is your protected animal, what kind of person are you going to be with the Maya calendar, what is your more strong area you like, and what is the opposite of that, what kind of mineral or clay gives you energy, and what kind of clay rest energy from your body. It's very, very interesting.
Wow.
And in this place called the Joya de Serén, the people discover the shaman, the place for in the house of the shaman, they discover evidence that show that the people that the shaman was a woman. 600 years after the Jesus died, was a woman to have the control in the Maya community. It's not too much different today. As you know, sometimes the men say, no, we are the boss in the home. It's not true. You need a guy to have successful. We are arriving to one place called La Libertad. La Libertad is a department. But you can see here in La Libertad we have 14 departments. La Libertad is one department where is the town called La Libertad 2, and the Turco Beach is a small city inside that is part of the Libertad town. And in El Salvador we have three kinds of currency: the dollar, the colon, and the Bitcoin. And in the next beach called the Bitcoin beach or El Sonte beach, the people sell and pay everything with Bitcoin.
At Bitcoin Beach. Wow.
And we have other places in the east of the country that is developing at this moment, other place called the Bitcoin City. And last week the president showed other projects that is 4 different towers to building in different beach from El Salvador only to Bitcoin investment. And here is part of the Pacific Ocean. But this time everybody are in the beach.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Saturday.
And we are going directly. We are going.
To